Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to Fantasy Forecast for Friday, December 16th, 2016. It feels really good to get back to winning, I'll tell you guys that much. It was a cash win last night on FanDuel, which is where I normally play my money. If you guys are following on Draftkings and looking for those lineups, I'm giving them out, but really, you gotta be careful with those because I just started doing Draftkings a couple weeks ago. It was by user request. Yesterday's DK score 255, just a bit below what you need on cash games there. And I'm playing them tournament anyways when I play them because there's a lot of risk on these lines. And they hit really high, but they hit really low too. FanDuel was quite a bit better. Not a wonderful plus 300 day, but I mean on yesterday's slate, only 6 games, it was just fine. We got a 10 game today. 285, hit 50-50s and double ups. Nothing more than that, but that's enough to me. Makes me happy. So, because I'm looking for a cash game win just about every single day, because you don't need to make a deposit the next day, no matter what. You normally have a bit more in your balance, which is the way I play in my games. Let's move into today's cash game lineup real fast. We don't have a lot of time before lock. Ramon Sessions at point guard. I'm just going to explain my picks today, guys. If you have comments about other people, lay it down below and I'll go ahead and comment on those guys today. I don't have time to really analyze a 10-game slate for you guys, not with this much time left. Ramon Sessions and Lowry at point guard. Sessions, you're basically going to be playing on the fact that, who is it that's absent? I'm going to have to pull directly out of it because I'm just out of it. Walker, there you go. So Walker's out right now, and without Kemba, Sessions is going to get the start. You can pencil him for 25 minutes easy, but he's got that upside possible run to 30 if he stays hot or something in that starter's role. So take Sessions, and if he gives you a fantasy point a minute, to the bank, 7 times. I love it. Lowry. The Hawks in the last few games have been dead last against point guards. Now, granted, it's more recent in this season here, but this is why you can't really trust the early numbers on things. You kind of see how things start to shake out after 20, 30 games have gone by. Now that we're getting to the quarter point of the season, you can kind of tell, and Lowry just looks to be in a wonderful spot against the Hawks. Normally, I don't take people against the Hawks, but in this case, I'll take Lowry all day long. Alphabet. You guys saw what he did last night against the team, and normally I don't want to point chase, but he was just the center of what they were doing, and he ripped the Bulls apart. So I don't see why they're not just going to go right back to him. And strangely, they kind of treat him almost the same way that they treat Davis down in New Orleans. He just seems to get run even when things start to get out of hand. So I don't understand that, but take it, enjoy it. I don't know if he's going to ceiling you again, but I think you're in for a solid 50 points again. And take your 50 burger and be happy. Batum, I think I'm getting that right. You're going to have to love the increase in usage. While Sessions will get the extra minute bump, so there's opportunity, the extra usage is going to go to Batum today. And so when I'm projecting there, an extra 6-7% like shots and everything like that across the whole court. So that translates to like 6 or 7 shots total. That's really nice production. I mean, if he really chucks up 20 shots today and gets his peripherals too, you're going to look at a great value on Batum today. Small forward, Bogdo and Oubre. Bogdo, this is the glue on your lineup. You need to move it around a little. Go ahead, play with this a bit. I understand. I'm just trying to get solid production at the value. So you're looking for 5 times here just to escape the position, hopefully close to 6 times value. It's the Nets against Orlando. Now, it has the potential to obviously get out of hand, so you're going to play that. That's what I'm looking for with those type of games. When I'm trying to toss the dice with one last person, I'm looking for that high over-under. Oubre. That's an easy one, guys. If he's going to get the start and he's going to get 30 minutes, he's only going to be priced at $4,000. It's just a price mismatch opportunity, just like it was the day before when I stuck him in the lineups last minute. Take him again. Davis. Now, he's on the right side of the blowout here because regardless of blowouts, I don't know why, they run Davis for 37 minutes, 39 minutes. They just don't care. He'll finish out a game when they're losing 25 points. I don't understand it. Take the brow and be happy. You can't spend up everywhere. You can't spend up a Boogie, brow, and the beard today. It can't be done. So you can fit 2 of the 3. You can probably shelve alphabet and move up a little there. But I'll tell you guys this. Most perfect lineups, if you guys look at how they're constructed, in the end, you're going to find that almost all of them, the point guard position is actually differential. So, mid-tiers, sometimes a high tier and a mid-tier, but often mid-tiers tend to get the point guard position done. At the shooting guard position, it's got a high price play and a low price play almost every time. At the shooting guard, at the small forward, same thing. They pay up for 1 at the small forward 1, and they spend down at the small forward 2. And the same with the power forward. They spend up at power forward 1, and they spend down at power forward 2. Average about $5,000 on those spend down plays, and average about 8 to 9,000, 8,000 or so on those spend up plays after all is said and done and worked out. And that's because 11,000 guy will balance out of 4,000. The means just come together. So I'm always looking for that kind of balance when I build lineups too. You have to be wary of, there is a proper way to construct things, and stars and scrubs strategy is talked about and used because it works. Davis and Caspi. Caspi's your extra minute opportunity guy. It's basically you're going to play that Rudy Gay's out for another game, and so he's going to get the extra minutes like Session. Now, I don't like Caspi. He doesn't do a lot, to be quite honest. I mean, I would compromise there too if you want to just play around with Bogdo and Caspi. Have fun, knock yourself out. You'll find that the positions at the lower 2 tiers aren't that appealing, and you're trying to find a guy that really exceeds value for some reason. So look for high over/under, look for exploitable opportunities against opponents. And that's about the best you can do. Opportunity and exploitable opponent, high over/under kind of thing. At your center today, for me this is kind of easy, and I think a lot of people are stressing the center position today because you can spend it with the Boogie, and Boogie's probably going to give you 60 points today. No one tell me that I don't say he's going to do good. I don't deny that. But I think you can get that production and more out of Okafor today. Actually, no problem with it. And the trick here is seeing what kind of thing they're running right now. If they're going to really run Embiid and Okafor at the same time, what happens is Okafor ends up slotting into the power forward position. And I suspect he might end up running the 4 a little bit anyways, like if that happens, but once they see that there's some success behind Okafor actually really exploiting a horrible Lakers defense against power forwards. They are the worst in the NBA by a mile in FanDuel and DraftKings points scored against in the power forward position. So, if you have a good power forward playing against a Laker, it's like, ooh, just give me some of that and run. The problem comes when you have teams that playing the Lakers that don't really have, when they end up splitting their power forward position in its entirety, you have a problem. Philly, please guys, do something. Okay, that's it for your cash game lineup for FanDuel. Let's head over to DraftKings real fast. This, I'm warning you guys all, is just a little, be careful. I'm not paying money on this one, so everyone knows. I'm just paying my free plays, but I'm playing it all my free plays, and I have more than one. I would play money on it, but I'm focusing on FanDuel right now. So, and that's, I got free play money on this, and I ran through the quarters on it. I actually hit a free play a few days ago, so you can win money on free plays. I don't mind. Ramon Sessions, point guard. Batum at your shooting guard. It's shooting guard. It's small forward Oubre. At your power forward, Davis. At your center, Okafor. At your point guard, Lowry. For your small forward, Bogdo again. And at your small forward, Ariza today against that New Orleans. That's also going to be another high-scoring game. And while that's the other side of the blowout that was a little worried. On the utility slot here, I think you guys can definitely play around with the utility slot. The rest of the lineup looks pretty solid. Maybe even the forward, play around with those 2 slots together. I would not compromise Lowry or anything else. Lowry just looks to be in a good spot, like I was saying before on the FanDuel lineup. Okay, so that's your cash lineup for DraftKings and your cash lineup for FanDuel once again. Sessions, Lowry at your point guard, Alphabet and Batum for your shooting guards, Bogdo and Oubre at your small forwards, Davis and Caspi at your power forwards, Okafor for your center. Now, since I didn't go through the lineups, I'm just going to point out the games really fast. Brooklyn, Orlando Magic. Okay, Orlando, Vucevic is back, guys, so all those Orlando plays you were thinking of, if you stack Orlando, it's going to be really sneaky. And not a lot of people are going to think of doing it today because a lot of them are going to pull people out. Biyombo is basically gone as a center. Just forget about him because all the minutes are just toast with Vuce back. The rest of them are all iffy plays. You don't know about Aaron Gordon. He does 20 minutes, then 40 minutes. And so with Vuce back, does he go back to 20? Fournier is the real question mark because, with Vuce gone, he runs up great scores, more than 5 times value, every 3 nights in a row. And is he going to drop back to what he was in the 5 games prior and beyond, where he was just like a 4x or 3x? The guy hit 20 fantasy points a night with regularity, and that's it. So Orlando is a big, huge mess with Vuce coming back. Taking Vuce himself might be an interesting play today, but, it's his first game back. So that's a GPP only thing. Detroit and Washington, The Wizards, Wall's going to have a little bit of an increase in usage, and so is Oubre with their outages. You guys can look up their injuries on Basketball Monster, all these different people. I don't have time to go through it, but they've got injuries going through and people resting, everything else. Atlanta, like I said, they're exploitable and just recently in that position that I was talking about. So just take advantage of that point guard weakness and be happy. All the games tonight are 7 or 8 p.m. starts, so you only have one late game. You can avoid the Dallas-Utah game. Do you really want to play Dallas and Utah against each other? Unless it goes to double overtime, guys, you're going to be sad playing that game today. Memphis and Sac, you don't like the Memphis opponent, but Sac is a little bit hurt with Rudy Gay. You can target value there. The Bucks and Chicago, this is a repeat game, so every time you look at a player, think they're not going to repeat that exact same performance. They don't ever do that statistically. So think if it should go up by 10 points, 5 to 10 points, or down by 5 to 10 points. And whatever seems more likely, that's probably going to happen. Like Butler's probably in for a bit of a better night tonight. Just an opinion. Lakers against Philly, obviously a targetable game. You target against the Lakers and Philly's got weak interior defense and the Lakers got Russell back. I mean, maybe he'll just put up some kind of weird game out of nowhere. But I mean, Randall is definitely in play, I would think. New Orleans and Houston, obviously targetable, obviously a hugely high-scoring game. You got Davis, you got the Beard, and you got all the peripherals on that. The only problem is the blowout. Houston looks to be a 10-point favorite, if not more. So, and they can easily sustain a 25, 30-point run and just hold it. So, Davis will keep playing, which is why he's in my lineup. Clippers in Miami, I couldn't think of a game I wouldn't want to touch more. Slow and disgusting. Charlotte and Boston, like I just mentioned, there's that absence in Boston with Kemba Walker. So not only is there a little bit of, or Charlotte, so to target the missing value in those pieces right there, and it's exploitable, but I wouldn't bet the farm on it just because of that. That game doesn't look to be really super high scoring like any of the others are today. Okay, that's going to do it for Fantasy Forecast for Friday, December 16th, 2016. Please comment about players or anything you want to know below, or if you don't like the lineup, what your opinion is. If you like the lineup today, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It helps support this free channel. I need you guys to subscribe, especially since we got a nice winning lineup, and hopefully we're back onto a winning streak today. All right. Especially, thumb it up if you won some money yesterday. Thanks. All right. Fantasy forecast for Friday. I'll be back to you guys on Saturday. Go on out there. Oh, watch today too, guys. It's a 10-game slate. It's a GPP day and it's easy to lose. I would not be betting heavy. Even though it looks like a day you can try that, I wouldn't be. And that's going to do it for Fantasy Forecast for today. I do want you to go out there and go win some big money today.